Hello fellow crafters, Clickwell here. How's everybody doing? You guys might know me from Twitch. That's kind of my thing, but today I'm starting a new journey with everyone and it's called YouTube. YouTube. Scary, unknown YouTube. It's okay, we're gonna be fine. You guys are here with me, we're gonna enjoy this ride. What are we doing here? I don't know. I'm a Twitch guy. I just kind of make stuff up as I go along. But you know what? We're gonna try and do a Let's Play series. Let's call it a Let's Play. Let's call it a tutorial, fun kind of thing. I don't know. We're in a new seed. Just kind of launched this world, brand new. I don't know what's going on here, but you guys are gonna find out with me. Let's kind of do a stroll around and see what we got. Okay, here we go. First things first. I like to scout out the spawn chunks. Now, for anybody that doesn't know what the spawn chunks are, a chunk in Minecraft is 16 by 16 blocks. These little blocks are standing on right here. 16 by 16 of those equals one chunk. Now, these chunks are laid out. There are borders. So if you're looking for a chunk, you can't just start counting 16 by 16. Once I get rid of this little homie here, I will show you what I mean, unless he wants to be tough. He wants to be tough. He's got chainmail. He knows it's a rare armor. He doesn't want to let it go easy, so he's going to hang on for dear life here. I'm just going to give him a good old-fashioned punch in the rib cage, maybe a good swift one to the solar plexus, and see how he feels about that. No, he's all right. He's cool. All right, there we go. Okay, so now if I hit my hotkeys F3G, we're going to have chunk borders now visible. These yellow lines here are the edge of the chunk borders, and these blue lines here are sort of the borders of each chunk, 16 by 16 by 16 chunk. But what is special about spawn chunks? Well, basically, spawn chunks never deload. They never unload. They never anti-load. They never stop doing what they're doing, which is why we love them for certain things. Sometimes you want to build a farm at spawn, something that's going to maybe be a slow farm, going to take a while to get set up and get going. That's going to go in my spawn chunks because when I'm touring around the rest of the overworld, 10,000 blocks in that direction looking for a woodland mansion, for example, I know that my farm, which I know is going to be close to this village because I love building near villages, is going to stay loaded that entire time. Now, unfortunately, this doesn't also mean the same thing for the nether or the end. If you're in a different dimension, your spawn chunks will not stay loaded. But come on, that's a pretty fantastic thing to be able to take advantage of, to keep chunks loaded when we're not in that area. So let's go ahead and take advantage of that. Let's use the game's mechanics to our advantage. Now, one thing to keep in mind is it's very, very important to not overdo it. Any lag you generate within the spawn chunks will follow you anywhere you go in the overworld. Let's move on over to this village, see what we got to work with here, and I will see you when we're there. We have arrived. We're at the village, and it's a beautiful village. Look at this. We've got everything we need. Wow, my health is already pretty low. I better find some food. Which brings me to my next point. Villages are great early game because of the things it gives us. Number one, we have access to food and shelter. Here's our shelter, and yep, right down there is our food. Hey, buddy, you're going to be coming into my conversation pretty soon. So now that we're in this beautiful little village, we need to take advantage of it pretty quick. As you can see, the sun's coming down, which is great because these villages are full of beds. So let's have a little peek here. Oh, these guys are sleeping. You know what? We're going to be a little bit rude here. This guy looks pretty comfortable, but let's just right-click this bed to wake him up and then quickly sneak in underneath of him. Thank you for your cooperation. I need to find some food because I am a hungry Minecrafter. Where is that bread? Right there. So I'm down to three hunger shanks of meat, I guess we're going to call it. And this right here can be turned into bread. So that's, like I said before, the best reason why we want to be looking for one of these villages early game is so we can have access to things like food, shelter, and most importantly, and I haven't mentioned this, but villagers is a very important resource to have, especially early game. Villagers are great for trading us things that are difficult for us to get otherwise, like enchanted books. Which will be the first thing that we're going to try and get out of these villagers, enchanted books. So that's going to be the first thing to do on our list after we get some food. Let's look in here and see if maybe they have... No, I thought maybe they'd have a crafting table for us. I was going to maybe take one of these apart to get a crafting table, but I'm a fan of keeping my world as natural as I can until I start to mess with it, of course, which will inevitably happen. But as of now, I want to try and keep this as natural looking as it was when I got here. Maybe not start destroying the buildings for wood quite yet, but there has to be a crafting table in one of these places. Well, I gave up looking for a crafting table, but look! It's a tree, and trees work just as well. So let's go ahead and take this tree down here. We're going to turn this into some planks, and we're going to turn those planks into a crafting table. You all know how this works. You've all started a game of Minecraft before, so let's get this underway. We will get a few things built, and we'll get started with our world here. Okay, I think this is going to be it. This is going to be home sweet cobblestone for the first little bit of this world. I think this is going to be a nice place for us to reset the day and keep some of our valuable goodies. So let's go ahead and build our first crafting table. Get that taken care of right here in our little inventory, our little workspace within our UI. So let's go ahead and put that down there and make our first tool. Okay, we're a little more set up here now. We've got our house all set. We got our bed here. We have a little table and a chair in case we want to sit and play some bridge with ourselves. I don't know. And then we've got our crafting table. I've made up a little bit of bread out of all of the haystacks that we just picked up, hay bales that we picked up, and then we've got the trapdoors. I like to switch the door out for trapdoors right away. It's easy for us to get through, but the villagers can't open these or close these, so they don't come in and sleep in my bed. It's fantastic. I like my own bed. I don't like to share. So that's how we're gonna do that. First thing I need is some stone. So what I like to do when I first start a world to stay safe is to start my mine straight out of my house. I find I'm able to come in and out as I please. I don't come up out of my mine in the middle of the night and find a creeper waiting for me. So it's a pretty great way to do it, I think. You can protect yourself by putting a trapdoor or something at the top to keep the creepers and the baddies away from coming up at you. So let's dig a mine down now. Hopefully get ourselves a little bit of stone, and we'll go from there, and I'll come right back when we hit down to the bottom of our mine shaft here. Be right back. So I was digging out some coal that I had found as I was digging down to bedrock, and I happened to come across the most important first resource you're going to find in the game, besides coal, of course. Iron. Look, here's our first iron of the game, so let's go ahead and dig this out, and we're going to make a pickaxe and maybe a regular axe for defense and a shield, possibly. So these are the things that we're going to make out of this iron. So I will be back when we get to the bottom. Okay, we're on level 11 now. That's my favorite spot to stop and mine. So we're gonna end the mining adventure here for now. We have found a little bit of lapis, a little more iron, and some coal. So this is good. This is a good little trip. Most importantly, though, we have blocks now. We have some cobblestone, so we can do some things around town that we need to have done. Number one being, we need to go and take care of some villagers. Villagers are, like I said, the most important thing to have in a new world. Super, super important. They're going to help you progress through the game a lot faster. The thing is they don't despawn, or they don't disappear, but they also won't appear out of thin air without you doing something to make them appear. So the ones we have are pretty special here at the moment. They're this guy right here, as you can see, is wants to get in, so let's let him in. All right, you can come hang out here, buddy. That's all right. In fact, I'm going to steal your bed. You can hear a zombie out there messing around. These zombies go after villagers. These are the things that turn zombies into zombie villagers. And if we don't have the items to cure them back yet, then they're going to be toast, and we don't want that. So we need to protect these villagers. We need to protect this village. So let's go around and do that. I'll show you. There's a few ways for us to take care of villagers and make sure that they are protected. Let me eat some bread, and I will go through that with you guys right now. Okay, the easiest way, obviously, is going to put a block in front of their house. Now, there's a gentleman inside, probably doing something exciting. Oh, there's two guys. They're having a conversation, so that's great. They're going to be stuck in here forever until I decide that they're going to come out, which is good for me, bad for them, I guess, if you are a human rights person. But you know what? They're not human. They're video game characters, so we don't have to worry about that. The reason why we want two of them is because it takes two villagers to breed baby villagers. Don't want to get too technical or anything, but that's just the way it goes. So what we're going to do is keep those two guys saved right there, and we're going to try one more time to block some guys into their house. You know what? Let me show you a trick to that. What we want to do is look around real quick and see if there's any bells. Look, there's a bell right there. Villagers have a tendency, or they love to run into houses when you ring the bell. This bell is for raids. If there's a raid in the village, you click this bell, or you ding the bell, and everybody runs into their house, and they're all protected. So as you can see when I do this, ding, these guys are like, oh, go, raid, get in the house. And this guy's in his house now, so we can block him off. This guy is in his house right now, so we can block him off. I think there's only one guy in there. Yeah. Okay, so now we've got 2 more there, and we've got 2 over there. That's 4 villagers in total. That's plenty. That's really all we're going to need in the future. However, there's a few more ways to keep these guys safe. It's a little bit easier, so let's demonstrate those to you right now. And you know what? Let's start with this guy right here, because he seems to be eager to participate in our little experiment. So, excuse me, sir. Do you mind if I show everybody the easy way to trap you? No, you don't. You don't like that? Huh. Well, maybe you need to just be cool about it. Maybe you need to be cool about it. Excuse me, I stole your carrot, sir. I apologize. But I am going to put you in a hole. Oops. I punched him. Okay, last thing you want to do is punch these guys. That makes them mad. Okay, come on. Come on, buddy. Just get in there, would you? Be cool for a second. Just be cool for a second. Just be cool for a second. I know you're cool. I know you're a cool guy. I know you're a cool guy. Come on, come on. Be a cool guy. Be cool. You are not a cool guy. You are not a cool guy. Alright, maybe you are. I don't know you that well. Get in there. Get in there. Please. Yes, here we go. This is my guy. No. Excuse me. Alright, now he's trapped at least. So. Trying to demonstrate how crazy this is. Excuse me. Get. You know what? Let's leave it like this. Yeah, that's probably fine. Ooh, 2 golems. That means it's a big village. Let's start thinking about, now that we have the villagers sort of protected just in case of the worst, we can start thinking about the long-term preservation of this village. Look at that. Look at that. Fancy. We have ourselves a shipwreck close by. There might be some treasure in there. We'll have to check that out later. But the long-term preservation of this village. So it's becoming nighttime again, and, you know, we're going to have to go and sleep again, and, you know, we're still afraid that someone's going to come in and mess with our dudes. Okay, so what we're going to do here is build a fence around the village. Now, it seems like a big village, so this is going to be a lot of work, but it sounds like a fun project. The only thing we're really going to need is, besides wood for that, is coal, because besides surrounding the village with some fence, we're also going to have to light it up, because, you know, mobs can spawn in any light level that is more, or that is less, pardon me, than 7. And if we go into our debug screen here, we'll see the block light here is 5, block light here is 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 7. Yeah, anyway, anything less than 7 is where a mob can spawn, which would be anywhere that I'm standing right now. All of this is 0 block light. Very dangerous, very dangerous. So let's leave this F3 screen and start getting to work collecting some of that wood. Okay, after quickly making some iron tools, we are at a nearby forest with a lava lake close by. It's good to know. And we moved a little bit away from our village, across over there, just because I didn't want to sort of destroy a nearby forest, but we can destroy this one. So we're going to start taking some wood down, and we're going to need quite a bit of wood for this project. So this forest may not be here for much longer. Now there are 6 types of wood in Minecraft, so plus we've got the stems in the nether, which also work as wood, but act a little bit differently in, as far as fire is concerned and stuff. But out of the overworld woods, I think the one we're going to be using today is oak. We'll keep it all the same color. The village that we're in is sort of an oak type village, so I think that'll match nicely and it'll kind of look nice. So if you make wood out of fences out of different types of wood, they will be different colors. So we'll keep the multicolor fence away for now and maintain the one color. So I'm going to go ahead here and knock down a whole bunch of these oak trees. While I'm doing that, maybe you guys can, you know, go read a book or get a snack. Or it may be instant because it's YouTube. So just, you know what? Actually, hold on a second. Wood. Aha. Okay, we're back safe and sound in our home with our crackling furnace and our nice warm bed. So this is good. Let's put all of our wood in our brand new chest here. We want to clear things up a little bit. We don't want too much junk in our inventory, so that's good. maybe it's a good idea to go ahead and craft some more gear that we need. So first things first, we've got our axe, our pickaxe, our shovel, and our sword. One other thing we're definitely going to want to have is a shield on us. Shields are an incredibly powerful thing that you can have early game to protect you from all sorts of nonsense. Bad guys in particular. So another thing we want to do is start putting some armor together. Armor is a huge help in early game, and if you have access to some iron, you need to go ahead and get that done right away. So we are flying along here. We've got everything we need to get moving. Like I said, our fence is our first priority. We want to protect this village. We're going to keep this village going for the entirety of our world, I think. We're going to kind of build it up and have some fun with it. So we're going to want to find an exterior and sort of just make it up as we go along a little bit. For example, I don't know if this entire hill has to be. Most of it does, I think, has to be inside of the fence. So let's just try and wrap everything around these buildings as best we can. Give these guys some space to run around and frolic in, and I think that'll be the best we can do. So let's go ahead and craft some fences. Okay, you got to start somewhere, so let's just get started. I'm going to be an expert fencer by the end of all this. So actually, you know what? Let's get rid of that. All right, so here we go. All right. So that looks like that's going to be about it. We've got a perimeter fence now, making us feel super duper safe. The only thing I want to do now, and if you do this, you should probably consider this yourself, is corners can be a little bit tricky with these fences sometimes. You got to make sure that you have a fence coming out just past the corner enough, because mobs can sometimes walk off, or your villagers can sometimes walk off or around the corner. So I like to make sure there's just a little bit extra. Do some tests if you try this out yourself, because that can be a real bummer. Yeah, see, I seem to be able to jump out here, so I don't know. I do some tests to make sure that everything's looking pretty safe. But that's going to be about it for that. Next step in the plan for long-term preservation is to light this whole bad boy up, and the best way to do that early game is torches. So we've got the wood. We still have 2 stacks left and a few stacks of planks. So we got the wood, but we got to go get the charcoal. Or actually, not the charcoal. Well, we could get the charcoal, but in this case, we're going to get the coal. I think we're going to get the coal. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. I can wait as long as it takes. Here we are back down at level 11. This is diamond level. This is where I like to dig. This is where I always create my mines at diamond level 11. Some people think 10 is better. There's a little bit of a back and forth discussion about it, but I like 11 just because of the fact that if I dig into the wall like this, I know that lava is only going to be spawning down there. Lava pools and lava lakes only spawn down there at level 11, so I know that I'm not going to be letting any in through the wall like I would if I was down at level 10. So that's my preference, level 11. So I do the same thing every time I make a mine when I start a new one and I start a new world. I come down and I dig straight ahead and I dig off to the sides. Then I come down here, I remove these blocks, I put in my crafting table and my furnace. So I'm ready to go. Get these blocks out of my inventory. Okay. And what I do is I start digging straight ahead. I already have some torches from the coal that I dug out on my way down to level 11. And we already have a little bit of precious material. We've got some iron. Thank you, sir. Thank you, iron. Oh, that's delicious. Thank you. And what do you know? Boop. We've got diamonds. Man, you know what? You couldn't plan this. I couldn't plan this any better. This was not planned. This is just completely random. My gosh. Look at this. Look at this. Should we dig it up? Should we dig it up? I don't know. I think we should dig it up. Let's go. I don't have any fortune tools, but these look delightful. Woohoo! All right. What was I even talking about? Oh yeah, mining. Diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. I don't care how many diamonds you mine in your life. It's still exciting to find them. Okay. All right. So that's the start of my mine over there. Oh, eerie noise. And that just happened. So, second diamonds. Wait, where were the first ones? I bet you we have cobblestone up still. Yes, right here. That's how far apart they were. So, that's great. Look, the level 11 already paying off. What'd I tell you? What'd I tell you? Let's go. Okay, it looks like we've reached the end of this mine. This is a big cavern that looks like it needs to be explored. We could keep trying to go forward and make ourselves a nice tunnel out of cobblestone to get through here nice and safe. But you know what? I think that this is going to be explored later, and this is a great spot to stop. So we'll do that to make sure nobody can come in. Oh, it looks like we were safe anyway, but now we're extra safe, and we're going to head back. One thing as we're heading back I could probably mention is if you'll notice all of my torches are on the right side as I'm coming back in this mine shaft. That's a trick that I've always used. The person that kind of introduced me to Minecraft taught me that lesson, and I've always used it to this day. If the torches are on the right side, you're heading in the right direction, you're going the right way home, and if they're on the left, and when you're heading out, you're always placing them on the left. It's always the same way, and no matter what, whenever you're lost in a mine, if you see the torches are on the right, that means you're heading the right direction. So little trick that hopefully you can find useful too if you didn't already know about that. Here we are back at home base. We are ready to smelt up our goodies and kind of refresh what we're doing to head back out in the mines. We found a little bit of iron. We found about a stack and a half of coal already. We've smelted up some iron already in there, so we've got some gold, a little bit of redstone, some lapis, a ton of diamonds for just that one shaft that we've made. So that's super lucky so far. Basically, the next strategy that I use when I branch mine is to move out in left or in directions on either side like this, as far as I can go again until I hit lava or caverns or whatever it is, and then I head back to the middle, move this way, 2 blocks further down the tunnel, and do the same thing. Like a tree branch. That's why they call it branch mining. So that's going to be my strategy for the next little bit. That's going to be the end of this particular video for today. You guys have been awesome. I really appreciate you coming by and checking this out. This is my first YouTube video. This should be a start of many, hopefully. Leave me a like. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be making a lot more of these. Come hang out with me on Twitch. I'll leave a link down below so you know where to find me. And thanks again for coming by. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good one. Peace.